Good evening. I'm Julie Barrett. This is video 2 for me. I had another one completed, oh gosh, probably 3 weeks ago, and turned out I hadn't been careful enough with the chip, so I lost it. And in the meantime, I'd been too busy, and then I thought, well, let the elections come and go. So this is my second, and well, what I want to talk about tonight is probably the election. For any of you who don't know, hadn't seen my first video, I came to the conclusion that upon meditation and prayer, that what was happening out there in our world, all the secret societies, etc., who was really behind them? And, I just thought about it, read, researched, I did everything I could, and I came to the conclusion that God was behind it. That was quite a big revelation for me, and I was satisfied with it, totally. So, now, talking about the election, well, I would love to be wrong on this. However, I don't think I will be. If you think, Trump really won, well, that's fine. I mean, if I had voted, I would have voted for him. There was no point in voting. And I've always voted. Okay, Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, said for sure they wouldn't give it to Trump, they'd have to give it to Clinton. He appears to be a reliable source. So who was telling the truth? Well, who are the reliable sources? We don't even know anymore. With the stuff they were doing out there, they were definitely allowing you to believe that it was going to be Hillary no matter what. And then at the last minute, they pulled a fast one. But in all honesty, it really didn't matter what they had done because, well, I've said this so many times, and I'm sure people are tired of hearing it. But no matter what, there's not going to be an inauguration, and Obama's going to remain probably the last president. That's what I think, definitely. And I would love to be so wrong on this. I really would. But why did they give us Trump instead of her? I don't know. I think, with all the stage hoaxes and this is staged, that stage, everything is staged, they probably, it's just like Merry Christmas to the people, because clearly Trump is the lesser of two evils. And that's my take on that. So what do they have in store for us? Well, been paying attention to our fake news, I'm sure. All you see out there is, protests against Trump and, what's going on here, there, everywhere, all this drama, threats of a third world war, etc. And it's all just make-believe. I mean, it really is. Total make-believe. I know one person I ran into at the airport said his colleague flew into Albuquerque to go to the protests that they were having against Trump. And he went. There was nothing there. He was really disappointed. So I filled him in and his friend in on things that I know. And they found it quite interesting. All I can do is try to alert people to what's really happening and hope to, receive a welcoming ear for what I have to say. Okay, total propaganda, total. And you should know this by now. If you don't know anything else, you certainly should know that. I mean, why haven't there been any shootings? Well, they don't need them. They don't need any more shootings. Not right now. It's just blows my mind. It really blows my mind. So they're going to try and create so much upheaval in the next, 6 weeks or so to the inauguration, that there's no possible way they can allow Trump to run the country. Obama's going to have to step back in. And this is just, it's going to continue. And I don't think it matters how many people even know anymore at this point, because you really needed to speak up long before now. But you can only really start from this point forward. I just don't see how it's possible for, no, I don't think it's possible to turn back the hands of time. And again, we're in our last days too. But you still need to die trying, definitely. So, I don't know. I just keep wondering how they're going to do it. I don't know if most of you know Ron Paul. I don't know if you ever watch his videos. When he starts telling you things like FEMA camps are real, etc., he has no reason to lie. He's been trying to warn the people for a very long time. All I can think of is it'll be some stage event that, of course, will not be real. And at that point, and then I don't think it would be martial law yet, because I just don't think so. I don't feel that happening quite yet. I feel that would happen early in Obama's third term. So maybe just because of what is happening, they would have a lockdown, and they'd encourage people to find a shelter or these, FEMA camps, whatever. I think it would go something like that. And it would have to be bad enough to keep Obama in, definitely. But I don't think it's a whole martial law. Not yet. Who knows? I mean, you could just overthrow 22nd at any time anyhow. But I think it would be a case like that. I don't want to say minor, because it would be enough to allow him a third term. Anyhow, that's my prediction. I've been saying it for a very long time, and I just really, really, really deep in my heart know that it's true. And again, I would love to be dead wrong. Boy, would I love to be dead wrong. But if you look out you watch this news, I mean, honestly, do you really think it's, with all that's been done, he's going to do this, he's going to do that? I mean, do you even realize what our government has done to this country? What they've done to other countries. Wow. How can you, it's unforgivable what they've done. You can't just go correct the whole world in an instant. There's just too much, way too much to do. And this is what they feel they need to do. They're very, very close now to having us where they want us. What a shame. What kind of government does that to its people? Bunch of sociopaths, And sociopaths don't really have any emotion now, do they? Sociopaths don't care. Psychopaths, yeah, psychopaths. But if the people don't question anything, it's very easy to pull all of this off. And nobody's questioned a damn thing. And you want to know who I really hold accountable? All of our news stations, all of our journalists. It is their job to inform the people what is happening, and they have crossed the line. They don't care. They sold out. They sold their souls to the devil a long time ago. Last week, I don't like to watch this stuff, but when I'm at the health club, I will, because I have to know what current line of bullshit they're feeding the people. And listening to Fox, and they're talking about, for the election, the people were so wrapped up in the fake news that they didn't even see what's really going on. I thought, well, that's pretty interesting. Well, that was the trick, see. I mean, they called us on it because they were giving you the fake news with Hillary and thinking, she's going to get in, but whatever. it didn't matter anyhow because the whole entire thing was staged. But yet that was their admittance. Who put out the fake news, right? They put out the fake news. So, they were surprised at the people falling for it. Shame on them. And I don't know if you've seen any news. Even today, they tend to be talking about fake news. Fake news? Yeah, all the crap, all the lies that they tell us, and now it's like, whatever was on today, the CNN, oh God, one is as bad as another, really. They are terrible. But we owe it to the people to tell them, give them the real news. Really? Really? Yeah. Well, yes, you do, but you haven't in so long. So who cares? Who cares now? It's amazing how they address all this just before the inauguration, weeks before. Why? Because it's not going to happen. I just think that's fascinating. Or is it like a feeble attempt to tell you, to try and regain your trust for a few short weeks because their plans for you are even bigger? I don't know what it is, but it just disgusts me. And those journalists, well, they too shall be judged accordingly. Shame on them. You watch them in their TV. God, you just watch them. Everyone just sits around and they have these high-paying jobs and they're dressed to kill. And it's just a game, game of charades, game of chess, game of poker. Shame on them. And you have to wonder, well, we know that they're all part of the system. Some of them probably maybe started out to be good people, and they thought, well, they want their job, they want to work. So they decided to sell out. I don't know, probably similar to how Hollywood is run by you-know-who. And I won't even say their name anymore because they're very evil. Very, very evil. But it's a travesty. Nonetheless, it's quite a travesty. It really is. So do you want to question Trump, what was his part in it? Deep down, I don't think he's a bad man at all. Like I said before, lesser of two evils. He has to know. He definitely has to know. But whatever. Why did he? Well, maybe he's just hoping that. Maybe they're telling him that. Who knows? That it's not really going to work out that way, or he's totally in the dark. I don't see how it's possible for anybody to be in the dark. Vladimir Putin certainly isn't. I like that guy. I don't know the reason why, but I would rather look at him every day than her, definitely. But back to the election for 1 second, do you honestly think that he's just going to be in and doing things and your life is just going to continue and there's going to be more jobs? I mean, really? Do you really think that? Come on. You're too old, you're not you're wiser than you think you are. You can see through all of that. A lot of us have put out on the Facebook and on the YouTube so many videos of all the fake things that have been happening throughout the world, especially in our country. So give yourself a little more credit. You want to know why, how could a government be so evil, be so against its people? Well, isn't that what the prophecy's been about? I mean, we've been waiting for a long time, for right now, things that are happening, and I don't know, is it just to fulfill a prophecy? I'm not sure, but you have to admit, the ducks are all in a row. They have us over a barrel. They really do. But your job Your job is you have to care about, your families. You should care about your country, and no matter what, above all else, you should definitely die trying. You should definitely die trying to make a difference. You have to. You need to strive for that. I'm mad as hell. I'm very comfortable where I live. My home is like a sanctuary. When I go out there on that street, or out there in the city, and I feel all the energies that are floating around, and it's very disturbing, and I'm watching people, and they're just like business as usual, not paying attention, still watching the stupid TV shows. Oh, it's all lined up, and oh, you can watch this, that, all this crazy crap. And I just pray that they'll wise up in time. I'm not sure many of them will. Maybe they're just young souls, and they're going to have to learn the hard way. But I don't know. What else can I say? What else can I say? And once again, like I said, I would so love to be wrong. I don't want to see Obama in there for a third term. I'll tell you one thing. If I'm right, and he is, you very well know what that means. And if you for a second believe that it's happened because of these stage crises, oh, come on. Then you can't believe that. You certainly cannot believe that. No way. There's been too much proof out there, even if you don't watch like the videos, or you don't do any reading or research. When you look at things through your own eyes, I know you're smart enough to know the difference. And it's been staged. So that's all I'm going to leave you with. That's all I'm going to say for right now. That's enough. I want to, in the weeks ahead now, become more regular, definitely, in doing this. And there's other issues I would like to talk about, I guess, would be proof, to show you how this has happened, that's happened, etc. But once again, I do believe that God has set the stage because He wants His people to be strong and stop being cowards. And He's angry with you because you've let Him down. You haven't fought for Him. You don't you don't appear to care about what's right or wrong. You really need to open your heart and care. You need to feel again. And, please, if you see someone in need, help them out. Be kind to animals. Stop butchering animals for your food. That's another story, but I'll let you go. I'm going to try to be here, next week, just with a different topic. Good night, and God bless you.